Good morning, guys. Unfrequented world, and we're back out at my regular field today. I was so impressed with the multi-cruiser on 19 kilohertz mode yesterday that I thought, hey, we can take it back and do some testing in a field that's really been beat down, and it's been beat down with the cruiser in 14 kilohertz in certain areas. So today my plan is to go over those areas once again, but let's do it in 19 kilohertz and see if we can pull anything extra out that's just been hidden so far. I have good news and bad news. The good news is it's a beautiful day. It's already 20 degrees at 8 o'clock in the morning. The detector is fully charged and I'm ready to go. The bad news is I filled 2 water bottles this morning and I left them both in the garage. So I have no water. So I don't know how long this is going to last. Maybe 3 hours maximum. So let's get at it. So there's the first 2 items, and I'm just going to say in an area that I've been over with all 3 machines and the cruiser, I'm still pulling stuff out. Both good signals. And this one here, man, I would have thought that was a coin. That hit like 85. And I think it's a piece of lead, I'm not sure. But okay, so there is a problem with the 19 kilohertz, and it's picking up such small items that even with the top of the line TRX, which is, in my opinion, the best pinpointer with the most depth, 5 inches on items, I cut my regular size plug and I'm having to go back and rescan with the multi-cruiser every hole because I'm getting nothing from the pinpointer. Nothing in the plug, nothing in the hole, and I don't know, do I have to go deeper? Do I have to cut the plug in half? And the last 2 holes, I'll show you, the same thing has happened. So I dug my hole, there was nothing in the hole, I wasn't getting any reading on the plug, so I grabbed the machine, scanned the plug again, it was in the plug, and then I had to cut it in half, and so now that I've cut the half off, flipped it over, I'm detecting, so it's a pretty small item, whatever it is. So why don't we just go ahead and find what it is. And there it is, guys. A tiny, tiny little piece of wire that I could only detect with the TRX about, you know, an inch and a half away from it. So is that a problem? No, not really. Unless you're in super trashy areas like this, and like I hunt, then it can be, because you're going to spend all day hunting down little pieces of wire, little nails, which I did yesterday. But the machine, wow, it'll pick it up. It's super sensitive. I'll show you where we are. We're in the plug here. And I don't know if you can see right there's an edge of something. It's so tiny, but that's what I was just getting a signal on. Solid 85. There you go. Oh my God, these gloves, my backup gloves, I don't know what I was digging in, but the smell, it's horrible. It's like when the dog comes home and it's went out and rolled in something in the field. Yeah, that's my backup glove. So I think I've hit the nail on the head, so to speak. Huh? See what I did there? 19 kilohertz is going to be my final going over of an area. When I'm, you know, I've gone over it and I'm sure with all 3 machines or 14 kilohertz to death, then I'm going to pull out the 19 and it's the final stop. Let's pick out that really small fine stuff, because I could be here for hours in a 30-foot radius here just picking up small little nails and things that the other machines just couldn't get. Or so I turned the plug over, guys, and there's the other item. You probably can't see it yet, but I'll show you. It's right here. Another little nail. So I'm trying to pick the good signals, you know, 80, 70 to 90, but these ones here, you know, they're pretty much junk because they're bouncing between a 20 or 25 VDI range. There's nothing that I've hit yet that's silver or anything like that. So yeah, is 19 kilohertz really going to help you? I don't know. And for the record, yesterday we had one of these that was ringing up really high tone. This was ringing up solid 85, guys. So 19 kilohertz can really mess with your system, because on 14 kilohertz that would be a 60, or maybe if the way it's folded, a low 70, but not an 85. So I thought for sure I had a coin, but nope. Okay, 74 to 84. Figured we might as well do it live. and a wad of tin foil. So much for live. Cut the feed. Aha! I have stumbled on something. I just dug another piece of foil. It was down there 7 inches and I was getting a 40 to 80 VDI, so bouncing all over the place. But the reason I dug it was the sound. The sound was very strong and clear that, hey, there's a good target. So I think that's the difference here. I am picking up items that I've missed because this sound, forget the VDI, that's not any better than 14. It's still jumping all over, showing me crappy. I think in 14 kilohertz, I'm getting a crappy VDI and a sketchy sound. Here in 19 kilohertz, I'm getting ding, 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 good spot, dig this. The VDI says, oh, it's crap, but the sound, so that would be one benefit. If you're just going by sound and you want to find every little thing that dings, 19 kilohertz for sure will get you all the items. Okay, so that is exactly what's going on here, guys. Solid sound for junky targets in 19 kilohertz. That's what's happening. So the VDI was still giving me a range of 20, but the sound was like, ooh, this is a good target. So you dig it up, and that's what you're getting. Foil. Fine piece of wire, 6 inches down in the ground like that, just the tip sticking up. So just to show you guys where I'm digging today, I've parked the car on the other side of the driveway because I started right here where I usually park, and I've worked my way over to here. So I've probably dug 10 holes in there, mostly nails and garbage, some foil that I've missed. But just to show you guys, this is the area that we talked about 2 videos ago that has been hit 100 times. So the 19 kilohertz and the Kruzer are still finding items here that I didn't deem worthy of digging before, and I was digging everything that had a solid ding to it and a solid target. So 19 kilohertz will find you, again, even more targets. Yeah, so hole after hole, guys. I'm not showing you them, but this was about the 7th hole in a row. Little pieces of foil. Okay, guys, so for me, I'm going to end the 19 kilohertz experiment right here, and I'm going to show you guys there's 20 holes, and you won't be able to see all this stuff. There's a bunch of little nails and stuff in here, but it's all little tiny junk, and it's great that the Kruzer is finding it. And we're using 4-tone, I should mention as well. Even though we're in 19 kilohertz, we're still using 4-tone. No other mode on this machine seems to compare to the 4-tone. I don't know why, so just keep your machine in 4-tone. We're going to go back to 14 kilohertz because I feel I have a better understanding of what's in the hole. The VDI is much more precise. The tone is much more precise. If it's a pull tab or something, I know the range. If it's foil, I know the range. It's got a scratch to it. It's got a... So, and I don't think it's a matter of learning 19 kilohertz because I'm listening very intently to the sounds, and the sounds are saying good target. They're that high ranged beep, beep, beep. And it's not. It's just little junk. It's just a great way to find stuff. So that's my take on 19 kilohertz. So I got a target here. 19 kilohertz. Kind of sketchy, anywhere from 55 to 78, 79 I've seen. So it's all over the place. And I'm just going to show you guys, we'll switch back to 14 kilohertz. Oh, we gotta wait. There we go. When I found this target, it was 77 to 84, somewhere around there. And I just wanted to see what it would show. It's still skipping all over. I just wanted to see what it would show in 19 kilohertz versus 14. So sketchy VDI and about the same squawk out of the machine for both. So let's dig it and see what it is. The machine was reading deep, 9 inches, and I would have guessed maybe a penny when I first found this at 14 kilohertz because it was in that high 70, low 80, and then when I moved it around a little more, it became a little more jumpy, but that would be my guess. Let's find out. There it is, squawky crap. So I'm back on 14 kilohertz mode, and I'm still finding little junk. So would we have got all those signals this morning, on 14 kilohertz? Maybe. Now I'm trying to go with VDI and sound on 14 kilohertz to pick out a better target, and this was ringing up in the low 80s. So You're still getting tricked. You're still getting, you know, no machine is going to solve my quandary, which is I want a fucking target number and I want an ID and a sound that match what's in the ground. It's never going to happen. Depending on the constitution of these rusty old items and nails and things, they're all going to ring up different. So that's just a fact. No machine is going to solve my quandary. I call this particular honk the goose. So when you hear that, think of me and the Canada Goose. Dirty critters. I think we should actually shoot and eat them all, but there it is. I've been goosed. Back in the college days, we used to take, when everybody had a spare, we'd go out and play frisbee on the grassy hill behind the college, and it was covered in goose shit. And if a guy were to fall down or make a dive and catch and roll and come up covered in goose crap, that's what we called it. He got goosed. You'll never see that from this guy because I don't dive anymore. I can hardly get up. I can hardly get up off the ground when I'm trying to pick myself up from digging a hole. Might be a silver coin in the hole. I don't want to get my hopes up, but it looks small. Oh, look at that. Now, how old is it? That's the question. That's the million-dollar question. Not old, not silver. 1980 Canadian dime. 73 to 68 signal. Alright, you guys know what happens when I do live reveals, so brace yourself. For the first time ever, it's nothing. No, there's something in here. Oh, there it is. Oh, another shiny one. Hey, that's actually a 68, so that could be silver. Doesn't really have a silver look to it, but it could be. We'll check it when we get home. Well, first penny of the day. Wow, the wind just picked up like a hurricane, and the rain just came out of nowhere. That's not cool. Well, it is actually kind of cool, but don't you do it. Don't you do it. 1977, and on a side note, I almost got goosed. So for the last half hour, we've been in a totally new area that I haven't covered with the Kruzer yet, so that's why we're finding all these coins again. Another penny. 1964, and it's in pretty darn good shape too. And another one. 1961. Not the same penny. Back-to-back 1961s. There's another one. 1957. That one's really hard to read. Well, it's been 4 hours, guys. The water situation has gotten critical. The ditch over there is dry, so I can't go any further. I can't do it. I have nothing left to spit on any more pennies. I'm done. We gotta call it. Oh, God. Alright, guys, there's the hunt for today. Not a huge day for finds. We got 28 cents and a bunch of junk, but a great day for figuring out 19 kilohertz on the machine. And I stopped at the local township on the way home and talked about getting a couple more permissions. I put my name in and told them what I did, and they said they'd give me a call. They'd bring it up at the next meeting and give me a call and let me know all the places I requested if I could metal detect. So all in all, a great day, guys. I almost forgot to check the dime, and as you can see, it is not silver. Sticking to that magnet. We tried.